Good evening and welcome into the Manchester Basketball Centre here in Whalley Range. We've got some WNBL Division 1 action for you today as the Manchester Mystics host Team Solent Kestrels. Now the Mystics coming into this one sitting at 7-6 in the standings, good for 6th place. A very impressive start to their first season back in Division 1 for the Mystics, playing away last weekend to the Bristol Academy Flyers, and came out with a close 58-55 win in that one, currently on a 3-game winning streak. Leading scorers in that one for the Mystics were Irene Oboado, 16 points, 11 rebounds and 4 assists, and Success Odemwingie adding in 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists and 5 steals. And Ellie Costa getting in on that steal action as well, 6 steals for her, alongside 9 points, 4 rebounds and 5 assists. And for the Solent Kestrels, currently at 1-10 in the division. Quite a different roster for the Kestrels so far this season, and a lot of young talent coming through. An exciting team to watch for the future. They have 4 returning players from last year's squad, after the likes of Faye Endine moved on to the London Lions in the Women's British Basketball League. We saw her earlier today winning the trophy with the Lions. And Anna Neverson moving on to the University of Alaska Fairbanks. So starting 5s for the teams today. For the Mystics, it will be Success Odemwingie, Ellie Costa, Irene Oboado, Rahana Khalil and Remi Idowu. And for the Solent Kestrels, Tilly Goddard, Faith McDowell, Gabriella Dobrova, Fernanda Liberto and Flori Cotterill. The support for the Mystics starting in the crowd, some drums, and we've got a lot of noise here early on at the Manchester Basketball Centre. So teams coming out on court, Manchester playing in maroon and Solent in black. So for the tip, it will be Idowu for the Mystics and Dobrova for the Kestrels. Ball is up and we're underway. Solent with the first possession. Nice handoff there to Cotterill. Long pass into the corner, shots up and doesn't go. So end line ball for the Mystics. Odemwingie controlling things for Manchester. Such a quick player, she's doubled there. And as a travel call, some great defence there from Solent to start things off, forcing the pressure and forcing Manchester into a turnover. McDowell with the inbound. Liberto hands it off to Goddard. Goddard driving to the hoop. Nice handoff, just couldn't keep control of it. Liberto tries to chase it down and it will stay with the Kestrels. Great hustle there from Liberto. And Irene Oboado with the steal, driving all the way to the hoop. Can't get the layup to drop, but it's Costa with the rebound. Gets it out to Odemwingie. Idowu at the top, hands it back. And hangs in the air, draws the foul. So Success Odemwingie heading to the free throw line. And Odemwingie, such a quick player to watch if you've not seen her before. She's also playing at under 18s for the Mystics. She gets out in transition, got such a quick pace, reads those passing lanes, able to pick the ball off and just flies down the court and usually ends up in a score at the other end. As the first one doesn't drop for Manchester. Second's good for Odemwingie, and that gets the Mystics on the board. Good D there from Odemwingie. Saved in by Liberto. Khalil gets a hand on it. Pass over. Costa keeps it alive, and she's blocked at the other end. So it will stay with the Mystics. Audrey will just get the scoreboard sorted out for you on the live stream. But it's currently 1-0 Mystics as Aboazo underneath the basket. Great handoff there to Idowu. Layup's no good. And Solent coming back on the attack. And a foul is called. That's an offensive foul called on the Kestrels. Remy Idowu putting her body on the line for the team, and the ball goes back with the Mystics. Khalil. Is it knocked out of bounds? Good pressure here. Mystics picking up full court. And a whistle at the other end. Solent ball. Goddard. Pass inside. Knocked out. Going to stay with the Kestrels. We've got 9 seconds on the shot clock. Ball's in. Out to the corner. 6 seconds. Goddard working. Nice scoop layup, doesn't drop, chase down. And Liberto gets them a fresh 14. And double dribble call on the Mystics, so Solent will get the ball back. As Solent look for their first points of the game. Goddard, round to Cotterill, inside, back out, Cotterill with space, thought about the shot. And ball goes back the way of the Mystics. Khalil. Idowu with the handoff. Costa going all the way to the hoop, off the front of the rim. Liberto down the other end, kicks it out. Goddard's there. Swings it round. Cotterill, shot's too strong. And miscommunication on the rebound there as Liberto right underneath the basket, can't get that one to fall. And Khalil is fouled. So we got a substitution for Solent. Lily Blunt checking in, and Faith McDowell heading to the bench. So Mystics ball, 1-0 Mystics lead here with just under 7 minutes to play. Idowu inside, turns, spins, hangs, can't get that to go. Aboado's there for the rebound, put back doesn't go. Goddard kicks it out. Blunt's three, too strong. Rebound Solent. Cotterill can't put that one back in. Khalil kicks it out. Costa, long pass over to Abodo. Abodo finds some space, goes inside. Dubrova looked like she got a hand on that one to block it. Goddard comes down the other end and draws the foul, so that's going to send her to the line for 2. So Tilly Goddard at the line for 2. She is leading the team in scoring, rebounding and assists per game so far this season. 14 points, 8.2 rebounds and 1.8 assists. Also playing in the WEABL for Itchen College. Player that's come up through the Solent under-13s at all the different age groups. And just an exciting young player to watch. You see how much she's developed as well, and stepping into a bigger role on this team this season. Second one's good. A relatively low-scoring quarter to start things off for both of these teams, as we are at 1-1 with 6 minutes to play. Odemwingie out to Khalil. Khalil for 3. That one bounces out. Dubrova inside. Foul on the floor. That's going to be the 3rd team foul on the Mystics so far this quarter. As we see Hannah Alti checking in along with Nat Furtado for Remy Idowu and Success Odemwingie. And Alti and Furtado, 2 of the veteran players on this team. Doing great work, involved in coaching at different levels. Well, we saw Hannah Alti coaching the under-18s game at the National Cup last weekend. As Dubrova's first shot's good. Second, also good. 2-point lead for the Kestrels. Abodo finding some space. Long twos up and bounces in. And we've got a whistle, so whether that was before or after the shot, it was away from the ball, but Abodo's shot did drop in, and that does count. So it's a 3-all game, and it will be Mystics ball from the end line. Khalil looking to get it in. Abodo's there. Nice handoff there to Costa, who drives to the hoop and drops it in. (5-3) Mystics lead. Goddard. Jackson is fouled. And that will be on the Mystics. And that sends Alicia Jackson to the line for 2. As the first is just short, hits the rim. And Jackson back playing with the Solent Kestrels. Hits the second one. And Tilly Goddard heads to the bench with Faith McDowell back in. Abodo from the elbow. Shot doesn't go. Beat Kestrel's ball. We've got 4:57 to play here in the first quarter. Knowles over to Cotterill. Great D here from the Mystics, putting the pressure on. Furtado stops, spins, out to Abodo. And it's picked off there as McDowell drives, has to back it out, wait for a team to catch up. Cotterill hands it off. And ball's knocked out. It's going to go with Solent. Nat Furtado there trying to chase down the steal. As success, Odin Wingy coming back in as Irene Aboado heads to the bench. And ref's just talking something over with the table. But it is Solent ball from the sideline. 9 seconds on the shot clock. McDowell into Jackson. Jackson kicks it out. Cotterill inside to Jackson. Can't get that one to go. Some good ball movement there from the Kestrels. As Alti at the other end. Passes back to Khalil. Khalil for 3. That one rolls in. There's a friendly rim on that side for the Mystics today. Cotterill, great catch. Kicks it back and it's picked off by Costa. Costa dancing through the lane. Passes out to Alti. Back out to Khalil. Furtado inside, can't get it to go. And good positioning there from Cotterill and Jackson, and McDowell just inside. Presence putting off Furtado on the shot. As Costa steps through, and that will be a travel call on the Mystics. So ball goes back with Solent. And it's a 4-point Manchester lead, 3:33 to play here in the first quarter. McDowell, tough shot, chases down her own rebound. And that's going to be on Khalil. So that will send Faith McDowell to the line. McDowell also a player in the WNBL this season, averaging 9.7 points per game, 4.8 rebounds. He's 10th in blocked shots. First one doesn't go. Second's all good. Khalil looking inside to Furtado. Furtado's shot doesn't go, grabs her own rebound, puts it back up, draws the contact. She's going to go to the line. And Maeve Blandford and Tilly Goddard checking back in for the Kestrels. Tara Knowles and Lily Blunt headed to the bench. Furtado's first is good. And second doesn't go. Chase down is going to go with Solent. 4-point lead here for Manchester in the first quarter. Manchester putting on the pressure, picking up full court. Long pass in. And a collision at the halfway line. And it looks like two players jumping up for the ball. And we hope everyone's okay. I think it was Rahana Khalil, and can't see who it was for Solent, but hopefully they're okay. So teams are just going to talk things over while we get some medical attention on the floor. Hope everyone's okay. You don't want to see anybody get injured. And you see how hard these players play. Such a tough game. So the Manchester Mystics will next be back in action after today against Anglia Ruskin University. They'll be playing away, and that is next Saturday, the 3rd of February. Anglia Ruskin with that huge win yesterday over Ipswich in the Division 1. So it's an exciting season. Lots of teams. Just any team can beat any team in the league on any given day, and it's just always so exciting to watch. After that game at Anglia Ruskin, the Mystics will be home against Ipswich on the 10th at 6:30 p.m. So if you're in the area, come down to the Manchester Basketball Centre, come and support the teams. Always in for a good game, and especially at Ipswich, we'll see the return of Liv Forster back up in Manchester. We saw her playing her youth basketball up here, and it's always really fun when she returns back to where things started off. And for the Solent Kestrels, they will be playing the Brent Bulls next Saturday, the 3rd. That will be at home at the Solent Sports Complex. So again, if you're in the area, get down and support the team. It's a really great venue they've got down there in Solent. A lot of good work going on, and come and see some of these players in action. So players still getting some treatment on the floor. And if we take a look at who is leading the way scoring for the Manchester Mystics in what is a relatively low scoring game for both of these teams so far, Rahana Khalil with 3 points and 3 rebounds already, and Ellie Costa and Irene Abodo adding in 2 points and a rebound each. And for Solent, Gabriela Dobrova with 2 points and 2 rebounds for her. So we're just going to take a quick break while we get players checked out on the floor, and we'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so teams are coming back out on court, and we hope Maeve Blandford is doing okay. Send all our best wishes to her. I hope there's nothing too serious. There's such a great player as well, and great to see on this Solent Kestrels team, so we hope we'll see her back on court soon after that knock she's picked up. But back on court here, it is Rahana Khalil at the free throw line for the Manchester Mystics. And she doesn't get the first one to go. Second is good. That takes Rahana Khalil to 4 points. So Alejandra Escriva checking into the game for Manchester after that break. And Manchester putting on the pressure here, picking up full court as Cotterill has the ball. Great handoff there over to McDowell, who's going all the way and lays it in. That was a great handoff from Cotterill. McDowell, such a quick player as well, gets down the court, found the space to get to the hoop. We've got a 3-point game. Khalil from the free throw line knocks it down. And the ball's out of bounds, going to stay with the Mystics. The end line ball as Ellie Costa checks out and Karina Costa comes in. So Khalil on the baseline, looks to get it in, gets into Escriva. Escriva working off the screen from Alti. Kicks it out to Odin Wingy, 4 seconds on the shot clock, and that's a foul on the floor. So it'll be sideline ball. Oh, apologies, no. Kestrels on 5 team fouls now, so that's going to send Odin Wingy to the line. And success. Odin Wingy hits the first free throw. She's averaging 8.7 points per game at 2.8 rebounds. And shooting just over 65% from the line so far this season in Division 1. As I mentioned before, a really exciting, fast young player to watch. As the second one, it doesn't go, but it's tipped there by a Escriva. And Odin Wingy gets it on the baseline, swings it round to Escriva. Khalil with space for 3, puts it up and it's short, but another offensive board for the Mystics. Costa for 3, too short. And ball's out. And no points for the Mystics on that possession, but a good job getting those offensive rebounds. You get the opportunity for those second chance points. As we'll have a substitution for Solent, and Tracy Adigoki checks into the game. Flori Cotterill to the bench. And it's Goddard against Odin Wingy. Swings it round. Adigoki. I think Odin Wingy got a hand on that one. Just under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Alti manages to keep it alive. Good hands there from McDowell. As Costa picks it up, kicks it out. Odin Wingy driving, scoop layup, doesn't drop. And Odin Wingy fighting for it on the ground. A travel is called. That's tough, but look at the hustle there from Odin Wingy, chasing after the ball, chasing down her shot. As we've got a substitution, and Irene Aboedo back into the game for Rahana Khalil. .134 to play here in the first. 13-7 Mystics lead. Long pass over, it's picked up there, and that'll be a backcourt violation. So Solent ball. McDowell will inbound. Brightson working against the Escriva. Long pass over to Goddard. Back to Jackson. Kicks it out. 3's up. Too strong. Mystics ball, and Solent now picking up full court. There's Odin Wingy. Great pass round to Aboedo. Costa stepping through. Shot doesn't go. And you see the defense there. Alicia Jackson just standing inside her presence, putting off the shot. Knows not to stick her hands in. Doesn't cause the foul, but just her presence there under the basket, making it difficult for the Mystics to get that shot up. Adigoki to Jackson. Jackson from the right-hand side drops that in. 4-point game. Escriva to Aboedo. Aboedo with space. Great pass over to Alti. Shot doesn't fall in. Goddard tries to get it over the line. And does. Hands it out. 3 is up, in and out and back in again. Great shot there from McDowell. First 3 of the game for the Kestrels. Takes the lead to a 1-point lead, and they get the foul call. So that will send Tilly Goddard to the line with a chance here to tie the game. His first shot is good, 13 all. Second one bounces out, but it's Goddard with the rebound, goes to put it back in, doesn't get it to fall, but chases it down, steals it away, hands it off. Adigoki can't get that to go, but it's Goddard again all over the ball for the Kestrels, and Jackson will kick it out. Adegoke on the baseline, turns and spins. Jackson has to put something up at the buzzer and gets it to go at the end of the quarter. Solent with a crazy shot to end things. Alicia Jackson at the buzzer. You're going to want to see that one back on the highlights. So at the end of the first quarter, what a last few seconds that was. 15-13 to the Solent Kestrels after a relatively slow start for both teams. We were at 1 point each for quite a while. Solent making a nice run there towards the end of the first quarter. So leading the way for Solent, it is Alicia Jackson with 5 points and a rebound. And Faith McDowell has 6 points, 2 rebounds. And Tilly Goddard, 2 points, 3 rebounds and 2 steals. Her fingerprints were all over those last few possessions. Really hustling for the team. And for the Manchester Mystics, it is Rahana Khalil leading the way with 6 points and 3 rebounds. And Success Odemwingie, 2 points, 5 rebounds for her. And it's those offensive rebounds that the Mystics have been doing really well, just edging the Kestrels 10-9. And both teams relatively evenly matched with 2 points in the paint for the Mystics and 4 for the Kestrels. And a lot of this Manchester Mystics team also playing for the WEABL squad, playing for the under-18s team as well. Playing a lot of basketball this season. And we see the same for Solent, a lot of WEABL representation, playing for the Itchen College. And with players on this squad that were part of that team last year that made it to the WEABL final against Kohler. And stepping into a bigger role this season as they continue along with the team, and with some of the more veteran players, as I mentioned, Faye and Dean, Anna Neverson, Christina Velka-Cleve, Safi Jarju leaving the team. And it's a great time for these younger players to step up and shine, and Tilly Goddard is doing just that in today's game. So Goddard against Costa. Costa's such a tough defender. Makes it really difficult for you to get past her. But no basket. Whistle was before the shot. That's a travel call. So ball goes back the way of Manchester. Costa to Aboado. Aboado driving to the basket. Can't get that shot to fall. Long pass over there. And layup doesn't drop for the Kestrels. As Daisy Bryan into game for the first time for Manchester, hands it back over to Remi Idowu. And Khalil stops, pulls up for 3. That doesn't drop. And the ball is out of bounds, going to go the way of Solent. Beat McDowell on the inbounds. McDowell gets it back to Goddard. Goddard, ball's out of bounds. You see there the pressure from Ellie Costa, forcing the turnover. And again, Solent picking up the pressure, putting on the full court press as Aboado just underneath the basket, right place, right time, lays it in. And it's back to a 15-point game. Sorry, 15-point all. Adegoke to McDowell. Shots up. Rebounds chased down by Khalil. Hannah Khalil, a really experienced player, winning the National Cup with the Stockport Lacquer Wings a couple of years ago. Threes up and rolls out. And McDowell. Adegoke kicks it out to McDowell. long pass round. Into Jackson. Jackson's doubled. And Daisy Bryan's there just to tip the ball to herself. Gets it to Abodo, and Abodo will go all the way. Draws the foul. And takes a bit of a hard fall. Will be helped up by her teammates. As we've got a substitution. Fernando Liberto and Tara Knowles checking in for Solent. And Abodo will be at the line for two. Irene Abodo, such an exciting young player, leads this team in points per game, 12.6 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Second in steals per game with 2.2 a game. Also playing at the under-18s level. As her second shot doesn't drop, Khalil chases down the rebound, offensive board for the Mystics. And gets it into Idowu. Turns, she's doubled, and that's a foul on the floor, so end-line ball for the Mystics. So a fresh 14 for Manchester, 15 all here with 7:37 to play in the first half. Bryan. It's picked off there by Goddard. Goddard going all the way to the hoop. That rolls out, looking for that not to drop. Gets the ball back. Tries it again. Doesn't go. Khalil with another rebound for Manchester. Abodo. Swings it back out to Khalil. Oh, great cut from Abodo underneath the basket. Puts that in, and Idowu with their eyes to see it, get the pass over to Abodo underneath the hoop. That was great movement from the Mystics. And there'll be a foul the other way on Manchester. As we've got a substitution for Solent, Flori Kosteril and Gabriela Dobrova back into the game. As it will be end-line sideline ball for the Kestrels. Roberto on the inbound. Abodo's there for the steal, going all the way to the hoop. Doesn't get it to drop, but she's going to go back to the free throw line. And you see there the quickness of Irene Abodo, the speed. She just reaches out, gets into those passing lanes. She can read them. She's so quick. And didn't get the bucket on that chance, but she's going to go to the foul line. So it's 17-15 lead here for Manchester. And Abodo hits the second. Cotterill. Knowles, Goddard calling for it inside, is picked away. Abodo stops, pass over to Costa. What a pass there to Costa. And a fantastic piece of ball movement there from the Mystics. Steal, assist, bucket. And it's a 5-point lead for Manchester. So we'll have a timeout called as coaches want to talk things over. And we've got just over 6.5 minutes to play here in the first half. So leading the way for the Mystics, it is Irene Abodo with 7 points. 1 rebound and 1 assist. And a couple of steals for her. And Rahana Khalil, 6 points, 5 rebounds. And for Solent Kestrels, it is Faith McDowell, 6 points, 3 rebounds. And Alicia Jackson, 5 points, 2 rebounds and a steal for her. So a 5-point lead here for Manchester. Again, a relatively low-scoring game for both of these teams coming into this one. But sometimes that's the way it goes, and I'm sure when we see the shots start to drop, sometimes the floodgates open. But it is end-line ball for the Kestrels. That's Cotterill. Inbounds, long pass over. As Liberto all the way to the basket, doesn't get that one to drop. It's a Boado that comes out of nowhere, grabs the rebound. Over to Khalil, and Mystics will just set up here behind Ellie Costa. Boado to Khalil. Round to Brian. Brian backs it out. Khalil with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Drives inside. Great kick out there to Costa. Three's up. Just off the front of the rim. What a great move there from Rahana Khalil. Drawing the defense in. Perfect kick out to Ellie Costa on the 3-point line. And we know that Costa can hit those shots. As Knowles into Dubrova. Turns. Off the glass too strong. Brian over to Costa. Costa weaving through, and it's Tilly Goddard. Gets her hand on that one. And going in for the jump ball, but he's called for the foul. As we've got a substitution, Lily Blunt into the game. And Fernando Liberto heading to the bench. Apologies, that foul was on the Mystics. That was on Costa. So it's Solent ball, and it's Goddard. To Blunt. Pass inside. Ball's out. That's going to be a foul called on Remy Idowu. And we'll see. Oh, apologies, that foul. So that foul was on Ellie Costa. That's her third, with Karina Costa checking in for her. So with 3 fouls, Ellie Costa having to head to the bench. Possibly for the rest of this half. Dubrova working inside, gets that to go. Bodo to Khalil. Khalil. And that's going to be a 3-second call inside on the Mystics. We've got a substitution, Faith McDowell checking back in. And it will be Tilly Goddard taking the seat for Solent. And Goddard putting in a shift today for the team. As Cotterill can't save that one, and the Mystics will get the ball back with a 3-point lead here. Just under 5 to play in the first half. Brian out to Khalil. Khalil looking to go inside. And that's a shot clock violation. Great D there from the Kestrels. Knowles into Dubrova, out to Cotterill. Space in the corner for 3, too strong. Rebounder Boado, and Costa out in transition, gets that to fall. And we see Karina Costa just racing ahead, getting herself into the right position to get that outlet pass. Blunt hands it off to Knowles. Knowles, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Dubrova turns, fires the 3, knocks it down. 2-point game. And we've got a timeout called. So 22 to Manchester, 20 to Solent after a big 3 from Gabriela Dubrova. And Dubrova, a great pickup for the Kestrels this season, having previously played out in Italy and in Bulgaria, played for the Bulgarian national team. Just a real experienced player, And knocking down that big three. And Dubrova, 4 points in the game for her. Sorry, 7 points in the game for her when live stats updates, with 2 rebounds as well. Leading the way for the Kestrels. And leading scorer for the Manchester Mystics is Irene Oboado, 7 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists and 2 steals. So teams are coming back out on court, 3:48 to play here in the first half. And it will be Hannah Alty checking back in for Manchester. Gets the ball into Costa. Back to Alty. Oboado to Costa in the corner. 3's up and too strong. McDowell. Good hands there. You see Rahana Khalil getting a hand on it and then running down, back down the other end. Layup doesn't go. Blunt passed over to Cotterill. Cotterill passes inside to Dubrova. Can't get that one to fall. That's unlucky for the Kestrels, so that one not to drop. Idowu over to Costa. Costa driving inside, and Oboado's 3's up, and that one doesn't drop, but Alty's there for the offensive rebound and puts it back in. And that's what Hannah Alty does so well. Such a great offensive rebounder. She can show you the art of boxing out if you want to see it. There's some great D there from Idowu at the other end. Mystics leads back to 4. Oboado round to Costa. Idowu working inside, kicks it back out. Oboado for 3. That one's too strong. Blunt looking to pass it off. Dubrova inside, and that's a 3-second call. As Success Odemwingie comes into the game, Oboado is going to head to the bench. As Nat Furtado checks in for Remi Idowu. And Idowu, her presence inside just so crucial for the Mystics. She does a really good job just getting into position. She may not have 10, 12 rebounds a game, but she is always in the right position, really disruptive on defense, and that's a great player that you love to have on your team. As that's a foul call on Solent. Substitution as Tilly Goddard and Tracy Adegoke back into the game. So Mystics ball from the sideline. Khalil into Alty. Back to Khalil. Space and time for 3. Doesn't get that one to go. Goddard racing down the court all the way. That one's in and out. Again, unlucky for that not to drop from the Kestrels. They've had a few of those as Odemwingie has to stop. Back to Furtado, and Furtado goes inside, swings it round. Great ball movement as Khalil's 3 drops. And that's patient basketball from the Mystics. As pass just goes out of bounds. The Mystics will get the ball back. Stretching their lead out here to 7 points with just a minute to go in the first half. And travel called So Solent ball. As we've got a timeout. Coach Rob Connell wants to talk things through with the team. And Rob Connell in his first season as head coach for the Solent Kestrels women in Division 1. And a coach who very involved in the development of his players, has spoken about how good it is to see them develop through the season and work on when you see the improvements going through the games, and especially when you've got a lot of younger players on the squad, like on this Solent Kestrel team. It's always great to see that development coming through. So leading the way for the Manchester Mystics, Rahana Khalil, she has 9 points and 6 rebounds with 2 steals. And for Solent, Gabriela Dobrova, 7 points for her, 3 rebounds and a big block. And Tilly Goddard, though, 2 points for her, but that doesn't show exactly what she's done in the game. So 5 rebounds, 2 of them offensive, and 1 assist and 4 steals. She has been all over the ball. As teams come back on court. Stolen ball as we get things started. McDowell working against Costa. Pass inside, it's stolen away by Odin Wingy. She's got Costa to her left and Furtado to her right. Khalil, round to Furtado. Costa gets it back. Furtado from the corner, threes up and spins out. It's Goddard with the rebound. One second difference between the shot and game clock. As the Kestrels can hold for the last possession here, but that will be a travel call, so the Mystics will get the ball and they can hold for the last shot with 11.9 seconds to go. I do find every time I say that, there's generally a turnover, so I should probably stop saying that towards the end of the quarter. And we will see Essie Asante checking into the game for the first time for Manchester. As success, Odin Wingy heads to the bench. So Khalil, 8 seconds, 6 seconds. Khalil looking for space, shots up, and that is good. It's a long 2, the ref calls, but at the buzzer, Rahana Khalil knocking down the big shot for Manchester. So at the end of the first half, it is 29 to Manchester, 20 to Solent. And leading the way for Manchester, it is Rahana Khalil, 11 points for her, leading all scorers with 6 rebounds. Irene Aboado with 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 steals. And for Solent, Gabriela Dobrova, 7 points, 3 rebounds, and Faith McDowell, 6 points, 3 rebounds for her. And Tilly Goddard, as I mentioned before, grabbing 4 steals, 6 rebounds, along with 2 points. So we're going to take a quick break for half-time, and while we do, we've got some interviews to show you from head coach Robert Connell and head coach Rob Fairley from Manchester Mystics and Team Solent Kestrels. Mystics player Isha Naya is part of the Basketball England Future Youth programme, and she spoke to them earlier. So she's part of the Future Youth Committee, which is a Basketball England programme, and it's a youth-led initiative designed to better connect us with the young people who will shape our game's future. The Future Youth Committee allows young people a meaningful opportunity to represent their basketball communities, develop themselves, and most importantly, it gives them a voice. So we're just going to bring you a couple of interviews that Isha did with head coaches of both teams, and you can watch those right now.
So Coach, this is your first season as head coach of Team Solent Kestrels. Have you seen the development of the players as the season's gone on?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously our first game of the season, I think we lost by 75 to Ipswich. It's a tough day out. But yeah, since then we have improved. I think we've learned a lot about each other. We've grown as a team, grown individually. Obviously, we have got a very young team. But no, we have improved, and actually we're really looking forward to seeing what we can do here today.
Well, I think Ipswich, that's a really tough first game. But would you say that for this team especially, do you think the win is more important? I think development of the players is more important.
Good question. I think they go hand in hand. I think to keep people motivated, you need to win games, and to do that, we need to develop the players. So I think they do go hand in hand. I do think that there's games we probably would have been closer in and probably should have won this year. But I also think some of these players I'm going to have for at least 3 years. So 3 years down the line, and then we haven't got an excuse. We have to be winning games then.
Alright, cool. So if you could pick one improvement of one aspect of the game that they've improved on the most this season, what do you think that would be?
Intensity, 100%. I think that was a little bit my fault at the start. I've very come from a 5-on-5 set kind of basketball, whereas these girls just need to run. We just need to play at speed. And if we can just play for 40 minutes, we can combine that, then we'll actually cause teams a lot more problems than we have been.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So Rob, obviously this season we're in Division 1. Last season we were in Division 2, but the circumstances in which we were brought up to Division 1 were different to some other teams. So what was the mindset going into this season, considering that?
Coming up as the 4th seed, obviously, because 2 of the teams above us refused promotion. We didn't really know what to expect. It was always going to be a hard year. I think going into the season, we just thought we take every game as it comes. If we don't win a game all year, then fine, as long as we've tried our hardest, we're content with that. And we've been pleasantly surprised that actually, we've managed to win 7 games so far, which, the players have been fantastic in those games. And I guess you could say we've exceeded expectations so far.
Yeah, so in Division 1 especially, there's been a lot of upsets around the league, some teams beating teams that you wouldn't expect, just anyone could beat anyone really. So what's the mindset going into every game considering that?
It's a great question. I think from the players and coaches, there's 2 different mindsets. From the coaches, you'll notice my beard has gone significantly greyer in every single game. It's panic stations, oh my God, what's going to happen? Whereas, you lot keep telling me, now Rob, we're going to be fine. So I think we do approach each game like, we can win it if we get it right. But we also keep in mind that it is a very tough league, and it only takes us a little bit of a mess up for another team to beat us when we probably could have got a win.
Yeah, so our team as well is quite young, so we've got a couple of 18s players, a 16 player, some WNBL players.
Some under 19 players.
Yeah, some under 19 players. So considering that, what do you think? Do you think you've seen a lot of the players develop this season, especially in this league?
I think the whole point of moving up was that at Manchester we always want to encourage our players to try your best, go as far as you can, and take advantage of any opportunity that comes your way, which is the point of going into Division 1 in the first place. And I think the players have done that. If you look at the way that we play at the beginning of the season to now, I think we look a lot more composed than we were. I think the players know more what to expect. And dare I say, we've shown flashes of playing a bit more intelligently on the floor than when we started, where we felt very juniorish. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but as in go, 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 go. And it's nice to see that we've been able to start to dictate pace a little bit better. And we're only 2/3 of the way through the season, so I still think we can get better.
Do you think that having a few quite veteran players as well is helping with the development of the players?
Definitely. I mean, if you look at some of the older guys on the team, I shouldn't have said the word older guys, but if you look at Rahana, Khalil, Nat Furtado, Hannah Roti, they're guys that have been through the program here since they were about 12 years old, so they get the style that Manchester want to play, they get the values of the club, and I think they help keep everybody on that same wavelength. I think we're probably one of the only teams in the league where every single member of the team has been through the development program here. So that kind of mentality is already ingrained in all of you, and having those guys on the floor helps reaffirm that, and also helps me keep calm, which is wonderful. Sometimes I feel like I could probably just go and keep the minibus running and let those guys take over. So they're wonderful to have around.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Rob.
Welcome back to the let me do that again. I'm often in several venues. Welcome back to the Manchester Basketball Centre here at Whalley Range as we get ready for the third quarter between the Manchester Mystics and the Solent Kestrels in Division 1. Some great interviews there from Isha Naya, playing for the Mystics this season, part of the Future Youth Committee at Basketball England, speaking with head coaches Rob Fairley for the Manchester Mystics and head coach Robert Connell in his first season as head coach for Team Solent Kestrels there. And great to hear Rob Connell talking about the development of his players, what they've improved on throughout this season. They are a very young squad. As are this Mystics team. We see that throughout Division 1, and we see a lot of the players playing across the age groups. You see them in the WNBL, under 18s, some under 16s as well. So great to hear from both of those coaches. And a big thanks to Isha for those interviews, doing some great work as part of the Future Youth Committee. So back on court, it is a 9-point Manchester lead here. To get things underway, it's Solent ball. And that's a quick backcourt violation. Just a bit of a miscommunication on that pass as Manchester get the ball back. Khalil out to Costa, and there'll just be a step out of bounds on the court. And I think you can probably see on the live stream, it can be quite difficult sometimes on courts like this when you've got a multi-sport court, lots of different lines all over the floor, and we see a lot of different ones across the UK when we're watching basketball games. Cotterill round to Goddard. Goddard spins, runs into two Mystics players. Back round, Knowles thought about the shot, 3 seconds to go, three's up, too strong, and it's Khalil with the rebound. Johanna Khalil's been big on the boards for Manchester as he gets that no-look pass over to Furtado, who scoops it in. And if you've seen that Furtado play over the years, that's such a typical Furtado play, that scoop layup drive to the basket and gets it to fall. Knowles into Cotterill, out to Goddard. Goddard with the floater, gets that one to fall. And that takes us at 4 points in the game. She's been doing a bit of everything. As Costa breaks down, gets it for Furtado, and Idowu at the top of the key. As Khalil pulls up for the long two and doesn't drop. Roberto with a nice behind the back move over to Cotterill. She'll set things up. Back inside to Liberto, who draws the foul from Obodo. And that's going to send Fernanda Liberto to the free throw line. And a chance for Solent to cut into this lead. That's just the first foul on Obodo. As the first one doesn't go. Second's good. Leads down to 8. Khalil. Bodo down to Furtado. Idowu inside. Oh, Costa's got space there in the corner for 3. She likes that spot. That one doesn't fall. And Liberto spins to the basket. Rolls off the front of the rim. What a move that was. Knowles gets a hand on it, but it's into the hands of Costa, who's going to back out to Khalil. Khalil's just going to go, okay, let's reset. Nobodo into Idowu. 5 seconds to go. Idowu turns, gets that to go, and that's a tough move from Idowu. Leads back up to 10. Goddard racing down the court. And Coach Rob Fairley wants an offensive foul called on that one. Referees saying that is a blocking foul. That will be on Idowu. That's her second. line ball for the Kestrels. Blunt pass inside as Aboido bounced into the air, knocked it away. As Manchester get the ball back. 7:35 to play here in the third quarter. A 10-point Manchester lead. Furtado round to Khalil. Costa back to Khalil. That's good. Khalil leading all scorers with 13 points in the game, 7 rebounds, an assist and a couple of steals as Liberto drives to the hoop, can't get that one to fall. Aboido with a great pass over to Costa. Into Furtado. Furtado driving inside, high off the glass, no good. But Aboido fights for the rebound and kicks it out. Solent come up with it. Liberto driving to the hoop. Doesn't fall, and Ido's there for another rebound. Aboido to Furtado. Costa. Costa finds space and drives all the way. Ellie Costa has such a quick first step, able to get to the hoop. As Knowles backs out, puts up the shot, and we got a wedgie. We got a wedgie. Someone's going to have to jump up and get that one down. I think Irene can probably bounce that high, knock it out. What are we going to do? Who's going to go for it? Oh, they're going to go for a ball, and they're going to try and knock it out. And they do. So end line ball. That's going to be with Solent. Goddard. Spins. Intercepted there by Costa. Racing down the court. Pass is picked up by Liberto. Goddard called for the travel there. And the Mystics will get the ball back. As we see Gabriela Dobrova about to come in for Solent. And Fernanda Liberto to the bench. It's Mystics ball with just over 5.5 minutes to play in the third. Khalil looking for some help, hands it off to Idowu. Gets it back, looking to go inside. Out to Furtado. Furtado's three's up, and that is good! Big three from Nat Furtado. Takes the Mystics to 40. Dobrova. To Goddard. Goddard with space. Floater doesn't go. Khalil's there fighting for the rebound. Gets it to Furtado. And Aboido out to Costa. Long pass over to Khalil. Khalil tries the three and knocks it down. Rahana Khalil lighting it up from three. As we've got a timeout called. Mystics turning things around here in the third quarter as they increase their lead up to 20 here in the third after being behind at the end of the first quarter. And they have been led by Rahana Khalil, a huge 16.7 rebound game from her. And Irene Aboido, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists and 3 steals, as Ellie Costa adds in 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists and 3 steals as well. Something that the Mystics have been able to do really well this season. They steal the ball, the pressure they put on, forcing the turnovers. And when you've got players like Irene Aboido, Ellie Costa, Karina Costa, and Success and Wingy, they put the pressure on so much on the ball, forcing those steals. And for the Solent Kestrels, Gabriela Dobrova, 7 points for her with 3 rebounds. Tilly Goddard, 4 points, but 6 rebounds, an assist, and 5 steals in the game. 5 steals, that's huge. So teams back out on court. Solent with some work to do here, but all they need to do is just chip into this lead, take it possession by possession. They had a really good run towards the end of the first quarter and into the second. As Furtado comes out of nowhere, steals the ball, draws the foul, runs into the curtain onto the other end of the court, and she's going to go to the free throw line. Furtado barreling down the court. Again, one of the veteran players on this Mystics squad. First free throw doesn't go. She's played in the WBBL for the Manchester Mystics and the D2 Mystics the last couple of seasons, coaching the under-16s. And that one doesn't go. But what a great player alongside Rahana Khalil and Hannah Alty for some of these younger players on this squad to be learning from. A player with a wealth of experience. As Goddard spins, works against Khalil, puts up the shot, doesn't get it to go, gets her own rebound, fights for it, and it's going to stay with the Kestrels. You see there Rahana Khalil diving after the ball, just a little bit too late as it got out of bounds. So we've got a substitution for Solent. We have Tracy Adegoke, Sansia Brydson, Fernando Liberto, and Alicia Jackson checking in, so almost a hockey sub there. Solent ball. So Bowido that steals it away for the Mystics. And Furtado driving all the way. Layup doesn't fall. Adegoke with the rebound. And Knowles coming back the other way. Has to stop as she's doubled. Oh, great pass there. Round to Adegoke. I don't know how she got it round the two Mystics players. As Jackson looks to hand it off. And Liberto, triple teamed, doesn't get that to drop. And Bowido jumping out of the gym to tap that into the hands of Costa, who hands it to Alty underneath the basket. She's going to have to kick that one out. And it'll come off Solent. Great D there from Solent to recover and get back on defense. And Irene Bowido jumping just miles in the air to get that rebound. As Khalil gets it into Alty. And Khalil driving. She gets the contact, going to go to the foul line. And that's going to be the second team foul on the Kestrels this quarter. As Bowido heads to the bench, and Karina Costa back in for the Mystics. So first is good for Khalil. Second, just a bit short, but Alty's there for the rebound, and foul called on that, just as it's just almost a bit of a knock, a bit of a push out of bounds, so it's Mystics ball from the end line. There's Khalil into Alty. Liberto there steals it away. Looking for some space, and you see again there, that's that veteran experience, that presence of Khalil and Alty putting the pressure on, forces the travel and causes the turnover. That's that defensive stance, they're just in the right place at the right time, as Rahana Khalil heads to the bench and Isha Naya into the game for Manchester for the first time. Costa. Nice floater. Gets that one to roll in. The Mystics again with that lucky bounce. As the pass is knocked away there. Manchester get the ball back. And Karina Costa, again playing in the WNBL this season, 13.7 points per game for her, second on the team for Manchester, 10th overall in the league in steals per game with 2.7. Another player playing under 18s as she kicks it out to her sister, who knocks down the three. It's Costa to Costa. Knowles swings it round, Adagoki into Jackson, has it knocked away. Costa. She's got to slow it down, wait for the team to catch up. Over to Ellie Costa. Escriva. Escriva working. Hand off there to Naya. And travel called inside. And Alex Escriva, one of the players, again, she had experience with the WBBL squad last season, the Manchester Met Mystics. She'll be heading out to the States in September as she signed with Jefferson College, and great to see her making the next step in her basketball career. As Jackson inside gets that to fall. That's a tough shot for the Kestrels. It'll be Escriva for the Mystics. Gets it to Costa. Costa driving. And foul's called. That's going to send her to the line for two. Karina Costa shooting two. And that is team foul number 4 on the Kestrels. That foul was on Liberto. That's her third. And we have Ezi Asante back into the game for Manchester with a nice pair of shoes on she's got there. A couple of one orange, one green. I like that look. Costa hits the first, takes the Mystics to 50. Second rolls in as well. It's very, it makes me laugh here. It's so loud in here. We've got so many drums, so many bits of noise going on. And as soon as there's a Mystics free throw, it just goes very, very silent. It's got out at the other end. It's picked up by Costa. Costa, she's got Asante to her left. Costa goes all the way. No good. Naya dives in for the rebound. Fresh 14 for the Mystics. Costa keeps it alive, pressured by Adagoki. Escriva with 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and jump ball is called. So that stays with the Mystics. We've got 2 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to have to be an inbound, like a catch and shoot here for Manchester. So look for someone to come off a screen. Maybe Costa to go for the 3. Ulti, back to Escriva. Escriva with a deep 3. No good, and Naya with the rebound keeps it alive for the Mystics. Costa, 3's up, and that is good! Big 3 for Karina Costa. And at the other end, Jackson draws the foul. And that'll send Alicia Jackson to the free throw line. As the 3-pointers are starting to drop for the Mystics. Hitting 7 of them so far compared to Solent's just 2. As free throws don't drop. Naya with another rebound for Manchester. Escriva, round to Asante. Backs it down. Karina Costa. Oh, nice handoff underneath the hoop to Naya. Good D there from Solent, and Asante picks off that pass. Round to Escriva. Stepping through inside. Shot doesn't go, and it will go back with Solent. We've got 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. Blunt to Jackson. Adagoki. Nice pass inside to Jackson. It's stolen away there by Karina Costa. Coming down the court. Has to kick it out. Asante, 2 seconds. Alti needs to put something up at the buzzer. And I don't think the Mystics realised how long wasn't left on the clock there. So at the end of the third quarter, it is Manchester 54, Solent 25. Manchester coming out firing after half-time there with a 25-point third quarter, knocking down those threes, led by Rahana Khalil, who has 17 points, 3 threes, and 8 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals. And following her, Karina Costa, 9 points for her, with a rebound and an assist. And Ellie Costa also on 9 points, 1 rebound and 3 assists and 3 steals. Irene Abodo follows on 7 points with 5 rebounds, 4 assists and 4 steals. And for Solent, it's Alicia Jackson and Gabriela Dobrova, 7 points each. And Dobrova with those 3 rebounds. And Tilly Goddard, 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and those 5 steals. And then Faith McDowell, 6 points, 3 rebounds for her. So the Manchester Mystics are next playing in Division 1. They'll be away on Saturday, the 3rd of February, to Anglia Ruskin University. And they'll be back home against Ipswich on the 10th of February at 6:30 p.m. So get down and support the team if you can. And for Solent, they will be playing at home next Saturday at the Solent Sports Complex. That is against the Brent Bulls. And again, if you're in the area, get down and check them out. A lot of talent across the league in all the divisions that we've got in this country. Always great to be able to go and see in person and support the teams, support these players that we've got, and see some live action basketball, because it's always super exciting. So back on the court for the 4th quarter. It is Solent ball to start things off. Goddard spins on the baseline. Out to Dobrova. Long two's good. It's a great start for the Kestrels to this quarter. Costa finding some space. What a reverse. Doesn't get that one to drop. What a move from Costa, though, to get to the hoop. Find the space. Gets it back as a Scriver. Dives on the ball and saves it for Manchester. Back out to Alti. 3's up. Too strong. Naya again dives in for the rebound and puts it back in for Manchester. And that's what Isha Naya does so well. Those offensive rebounds. And at the other end, Liberto gets the contact and the basket, so she's going to go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. And Fernando Liberto, again, another player playing in the WEABL, leading the team in points per game with 12.2. And she was the WEABL Player of the Week in November, Player of the Month, sorry, in November, with a 22 point, 15 rebound game and 5 assists. She converts the basket. Escriva looking to pass inside. As it's stolen away by Liberto. Driving all the way to the hoop, steps through off the front of the rim, and it's Naya with another rebound for Manchester. Right place at right time for Isha Naya, but that is going to come off Manchester, so we'll go the way of the Kestrels. Blunt inbounds, great hands there from Asante. Forces Solent to have to reset. Blunt looking to get it in. Dobrova at the top of the key, backing down Alti. Dobrova finds space. She's going to go to the foul line. And I like that move from Dobrova. I like that matchup as well inside Dobrova and Alti. As Dubrova hits the first free throw. She's averaging 6.8 points per game, 7.6 rebounds. Her first season here with the Kestrels. Second one doesn't go, and it's Escriva with the rebound as she's fouled. And that'll be on Liberto. Costa to Escriva. Back to Costa in the corner. Great drive shot, floater. And Liberto coming back the other way. Look at the speed she plays with. Adagoki swings it round. Dubrova. I think that went through someone's legs. Asante for the Mystics. And a short runner gets that one to fall. That's a tough move. Hangs in the air, gets it to drop. And that's Asante's first points of the game as Goddard at the other end for Solent. Passed out there. As Alex Escriva heads to the bench and Rahana Khalil comes into the game. Khalil kicks it out. Costa in the corner. Three's too strong. Liberto with the rebound, and it's stolen away there by Alti. But into the hands of Dubrova. And Blunt to Goddard. Goddard has to kick it out. She's a bit too close underneath the basket. As ball's loose. And it's going to be a foul called on Dubrova. She puts her hands up, says, yeah, that's me. That's her third. So it will be sideline ball for the Mystics. Khalil to Costa in the corner. Drives the baseline. Floater doesn't go, but she's fouled, so that's going to send Karina Costa to the foul line. And we see Flori Cotterill coming back into the game. And Fernanda Liberto to the bench for Solent. And Costa's first shot doesn't drop. Costa representing Aspire North the last couple of years. Hits the second. And had that amazing pass over to her sister Ellie for a buzzer beater in 2022 as North were playing at Central. Oh, what a pass there to Adagoki inside, who finishes underneath the rim. As Khalil behind the arc, pass inside to Alti, doesn't go, so it's going to go the way of the Kestrels. As we see, Naya headed to the bench and Daisy Bryan back in for Manchester. Now keep an eye on Daisy Bryan as she plays defence, a real tough defender. Was a Defensive Player of the Year in the WNBL North last season. Just gets a really good read on her opponent. As Goddard tries the hook shot, that doesn't drop. Costa jumps up for the rebound. And Khalil over to Costa. Long pass to Asante. And it's Bryan against Cotterill. It's stolen away by Goddard. Look at Goddard trying to outpace the Mystics as she does. Goes all the way. And oh, it just bounces out. Unlucky for that one not to fall. And Tilly Goddard has been putting in a shift today for the Kestrels. I believe that will be her 6th steal. Asante looking for some space. Costa, 4 seconds to shoot. Costa, Mystics need to get something off, and that's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. Would have been a backcourt violation if it hadn't been the shot clock running down. So good D there from Solent. And Mystics with a relatively comfortable lead here late in the 4th quarter, 5:31 to go. But there's always, in times like this, there's always a lot that you can take from it if you're Solent, and also if you're Manchester. You know, Manchester, you want to keep being able to play with the intensity that you have, even with a lead. As Costa stops. Oh, great move, and that's a travel called. We had a fake, a block that was after the whistle, but that's a travel call on that possession, so Solent will get the ball back. But it's an opportunity for head coach Robert Connell to try out some rotations, try out some plays. You know, it gives these players real life game experience, because you can practice as much as you want, but there's nothing that replicates that in-game situation. You know, you can try something with the clock running down, maybe something that you wouldn't always have the chance to. And everything is all about experience, especially when you have a lot of younger players in the squad or building a new team together. As Khalil steals it away, goes all the way, draws the foul. So Rahana Khalil heading back to the free throw line. And that gives the chance the Mystics to increase their lead here, as we have a substitution for Solent. Alicia Jackson about to come into the game alongside Sansia Bridson. And Lily Blunt headed to the bench, along with Tracy Adegoke. So Khalil leading all scorers so far with 17 points to make that 18. Second one's good as well. 19 points for Khalil. Goddard. Bridson. Back to Goddard. Into Dobrova. And it's picked off there by Costa. Furtado. Back to Costa. And Costa manages to save it. Dives on the floor. Khalil swings it around to Furtado. Mystics going to have to reset here, as Brian back out to Costa again. Costa drives the lane. She's got that such long length on her arm as she scoops the ball round, and that three doesn't drop, but Khalil tapping it, and it ends up in the hands of Dobrova. And Karina Costa, when you see her, she likes to drive that lane, and she scoops the ball round, gets the ball really high in the air, able to get it in off the glass on those layups that she takes. And she will take a well-deserved rest alongside Hannah Alty. As Ellie Costa checks back in alongside Remy Idowu. Goddard over to Cotterill. Passes out, and Manchester ball. So substitution for Solent, as Fernanda Liberto back into the game. Tilly Goddard headed to the bench. She's got 4 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists and 6 steals for the Kestrels. As that pass is picked off there by Dobrova. And Jackson swings it over. Bridson back into Dobrova, backing down Odin Wingy. Nice handoff there to Liberto. And Furtado, that foul will be on Cotterill. And that will send the Mystics to the lines. That's a 5th team foul on the Kestrels. So for the last 3:47,
If the Kestrels foul again, that's going to send Manchester to the line. First shot doesn't fall. Second doesn't drop. It's Jackson with the rebound. Roberto over to Dobrova. Turns. Oh, great pass there to Roberto. Jackson off the glass, too strong. And it's Odin Wingy for Manchester, going to slow things down. Furtado. Driving the lane. Out to Idowu. Thought about the shot, finds some space. Great move to the basket. Doesn't get it to fall. Odin Wingy saves it in. Gets to Bryant, a fresh 14 for the Mystics. Three's up for Costa. Too strong. Bryson. Looking to find a way inside. Passes it into Dobrova. Over to Jackson for the short jumper. Dobrova's passing out of that double team that she's done on the last 2 or 3 possessions is so impressive. Just the way she curls it round and hooks it. She's been able to find a way to get it to her teammates. Really impressive to watch. As foul's called there on the Kestrels. And that will be the 5th foul on Fernanda Liberto. So she will have to head to the bench for the rest of the game. But she's been a great spark for the Kestrels. 6 points for her, along with 2 rebounds and 3 steals. Really putting the pressure on, and just the pace that she's been playing with, really impressive to see. And a really quick player that's able to get inside and get to the basket. And everyone loves watching quick guards like her, as Odin Wingy knocks down the second. We see Obodo back in for Manchester. Blunt to Jackson. Dobrova. Swinging it round here. Cotterill for 3. Nails it! Flori Cotterill with a big bucket for the Kestrels. A player that's been playing through the age groups for the Solent Kestrels. Been with the club a long time, came through under 15s. As Costa looks to answer in the corner, that one's too short. And Blunt looking for some space. Dobrova. She's got the mismatch there. Working against Furtado. Out to Jackson, short jumper doesn't go. And it's Oboado with the rebound. Costa driving the lane, doesn't get that to fall. Blunt for Solent. We've got 1:15 to play in the 4th. Cotterill drives, layup's just short, and Idowu grabs it. Oboado to Furtado. Odin Wingy going all the way. She's blocked by Dobrova. And that will be an end-line ball for the Mystics. So 52 seconds to go. Mystics ball. Odin Wingy into Oboado. Oboado underneath the hoop. That's too strong. Taps her own rebound into the hands of Odin Wingy. Doesn't go. Furtado with another offensive board though for Manchester. And it's into the hands of Ellie Costa. Costa driving inside, steps through, layup doesn't fall. Branson working against Odin Wingy. Jackson kicks it out to Blunt. 3's up, and that's too strong. Dobrova chasing down the rebound. And runs into the ref. And that will be a Mystics ball with 22.2 seconds to go. So Mystics hold for the last possession here. Furtado. Looks like she might just dribble this one out. So that will do it. At the end of the fourth quarter, it is the Manchester Mystics 63, Solent Kestrels 40. Congratulations to Manchester, as that moves them up to 8 wins, 6 losses in the standings in Division 1. Having a great season so far for them. And they were led by a huge 19 points from Rahana Khalil, along with 8 rebounds, 2 assists and 4 steals, knocking down 3 threes. And then off the bench, Karina Costa, 10 points for her, along with 2 rebounds and a steal and an assist. And then Ellie Costa, 9 points for her, 3 rebounds and 3 steals. And for the Solent Kestrels, it was Gabriela Dobrova, 10 points for her, along with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and 2 blocks. And then off the bench, Alicia Jackson, 9 points for her, 5 rebounds and a steal. And Faith McDowell and Fernanda Liberto, 6 points each. And Tilly Goddard, 4 points for her, but 6 rebounds, 3 assists and 6 steals. So congratulations to Manchester, and they will be headed to Anglia Ruskin next Saturday on the 3rd of February before they're back home against Ipswich on the 10th at 6:30 p.m. And the Solent Kestrels, they'll be facing the Brent Bulls on Saturday the 3rd at home at the Solent Sports Complex. So again, if you're in the area, come and watch the teams in action. So the final score for Manchester, 63 to the Mystics, 40 to the Solent Kestrels. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.